control of this wrist. If we can, we want to get the tricep and get to this side. So it's going to be here, here, here. If we can get that far, we can start making throws. Okay? You two gentlemen can start working here. Once I get this and this, see I got my face on him, my forehead. I can put some dynamic pressure on his body. So again, if he's in a fighting stance this way, right, I can grab this hand and I can pull inside this way and go to that side. If he's kind of in a wrestler stance, still I can get the top of here and to here. I really want to work both of these hands together if I can. But if I pull this and then this hand grabs, I might not need this. But if his arm is bent, I've got a great grip. If his arm goes straight, my hand will tend to slide down. So I like to have him here. Now I pull, so I drive my head into him. I maintain that contact. I take away all that space. Cool? All right, I grab him here. All right, now, if I want to tear up his knee, I'm gonna step to the side, right? When I go to turn him, and I'm gonna bend that knee where it doesn't go. Let's try not to do that to our friend. That's legit on the street. We used to call it side safety, because we literally be on the side here, right? So I'm controlling his leg. I want you guys to be a little bit more behind. And I got one, fingers pointing down, other one is fingers pointing up. From here, I got this, I can lift, or I can make an elbow pull, which means that this foot stops that foot from going, or I can make a wrist pull, and that foot makes the drag. So I'm gonna be here. I like the wrist side. I sit by bending this, my butt goes to the ground, and I pull his hips to the ground. And then I move to the top in this position. Now, if we're a jiu-jitsu man, we're gonna wanna start to choke, but this is MMA. So I'm just gonna hammer him because his arms are trapped. How you like that, Josh?
Not too much.
And I get to here, let's be honest, he's not gonna let me, right? So what I want him to do is just stay based, right? If I do something stupid like hang on him, he shouldn't fall, right? See how he's not gonna fall? What I wanna do is I wanna pull this hip to the ground. So he's strong this way, he's not gonna fall, right? But once I pull this hip, he goes. Now, he's still not gonna let me roll him onto his face. That's why I gotta hold this hand, and then I start to drive, and I pull him this way. Now watch, I'm gonna drive onto him, take his shoulders, and I'm gonna start hitting him. Cool? Thank you, brother. Advance to the choke. Remember, by the way, if we're really in MMA and I'm looking at that hand, what's he gonna be doing the whole time?
Hitting you in the face.
Punch me right in the face. So it might look a little different. If he throws the jab, I might swing the jab out of the way, touch this one, pull here. That makes sense? If he throws jab cross, bop, bop. This is the one I'm really looking for, okay? For training purposes, there's nothing wrong with working through them, right? I get here, make seatbelt. This should look like a seatbelt, right? If I want to pull from the elbow side, I've been pulling this side, I just got to trap the other foot. Big pull, drop him to the ground. Now, he might not want to let me, so I'm gonna make him. Now, I want to pin this arm underneath his body because this is gonna be his defense. He can defend a little bit with one hand, right? But I want to start doing this. Now, let's say that he uses his free hand. This hand's kind of stuck. He uses his free hand to grab my elbow so I can't choke him. No problem. I just change, lift up the head, and I make the choke, and he taps. Can we do it? So, again, Jordan makes jab cross. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I gotta do this. This is the thing, right? Like I was saying earlier. Now, notice his foot's a little bit back. What if I sit on this leg? What's gonna happen to that knee? Right? So again, he might not be aware of it, but I'm aware of it. So just for safety purposes, I'm gonna make sure that I'm here. Now again, once I make the throw, I still gotta trap that foot. Right? But I felt like, ooh, I feel his knee. I gotta be careful not to tear my friend's knee up. All right, so here we are. So I go to make my throw, right? Watch the space. Don't let me throw you. You see how he can now step? Now watch. I suck up all that space. I mean, I'm on him. When I go to make this pull, he's part of my body. Now, I get to here, and I start driving him onto this arm. He doesn't like it. He's thinking, I don't want to be choked. He starts defending against the choke. No problem. right? No problem, I hit him again, right? No problem. You see how I can do whatever I want. I hit him, I go for dig for the choke, he starts defending. I hit him again, his hand comes up. Hey, no problem. Now, I've got something for him because it's our natural instinct to protect. Does that make sense? So now, if he doesn't give me the choke, go back to striking. By the way, if the rules say you can't strike to the base of the spine, you hook punch to the ears. Depending if you're in a match or if you're, I think mostly in terms of self-defense, so I don't have rules, but there's legit rules for strike to the base of the spine. You're disqualified in most MMA matches. So, super slow motion. Jordan gives me the jab, cross. Remember when he wasn't punching and I said make this move? It's the parry block. He jabs, he crosses. It's the natural move. Now, he's a big dude, he might not come. But if I get a good yank and that foot moves, I make up the difference by stepping to him. Make the grip, right? I sit down, make the pull. Remember, I'm pulling this hand into that hip's got to go to the ground. Hard for him to stay standing when I make this big turn. So I pull, I'm going to roll. I want this hand pinned, right? I start thinking about my choke. He doesn't like that. No problem, right? Now watch. I'll grind into his head a little bit. Make him suffer. Hit him a few times, right? That's what I wanted right there. And now I got my arm bar. Now, in the event that Jordan's got good defense, which I think he does, remember, jiu-jitsu, we tend to do things like kick the arm off. Right? We will go this way in order to affect the shoulder first, but he's holding on tight. What should I do? That's what I want. Thank you, sir. You see how strikes change the game in jiu-jitsu? But you can still do all the cool jiu-jitsu stuff. Get with your partner. I'll teach you one of my favorite ones. Okay? So we're here. Again, same thing. Jordan throws jab, cross. I make this position, and I go here. Okay? Now, I've got this, and I want to do a lift. Jordan's pretty big. I go to lift him. He drops his weight. I can't lift him up. Ugh! Right? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go between his legs, and I'm going to grab his hand. Now watch. I'm going to shove my foot underneath his legs, and he's got nowhere to go but down. Okay? Jordan's like, just don't grab my private area. We're close, we're not that close. He goes jab, cross, pop, pop. I go here, I tie him up. Remember that this is the hand I want to stay, the wrist hand. This hand doesn't matter. I want to do a lift. He's pretty big, so instead I'm gonna go underneath, it's called high crotch, the high crotch area, and I'm gonna grab this hand, and I'm gonna stuff my foot right between here, pull him back, and I'm gonna roll up on him, right? Now, in this position, I can easily let him turn. He gives me the knee, and there's my knee bar, right there. All right? I'm gonna go do sumo, baby, right? By the way, that's the name of this move because you set him up like a sumo diaper, right? So I've got here, and this is now what I'm looking at. Okay? If I want, I can just attack this from here. Grab that, and I've got an ankle lock. Right? So it's not this, like I'm pulling on his ankle, it's turning the toes. It's called toe hold. Right? If the leg is bent and I've trapped this leg, I'm in a good position. If I'm here and I go to do it, all he does is kicks this foot over my head and he starts spinning out. In which case I have to do something different, okay? Try to get, once you land, you get, this is like a sumo diaper, right? That's why I call it sumo, baby. Right, you get this position and you take him down, stop right there before you move your hands and I'll help you with your hand position. So we ended up with sumo baby in this position, okay? All right. I wanted you guys to get this, right? That's the toe hold move. That's what I was looking at. But let's say, for example, that you're like, this is like freaking voodoo. What the heck am I gonna do with this foot, right? Put the toes under your armpit. Lean into them, push down on the shin. and torque his knee this way. This is a heel hook. If he wants, he can kick that over. I'd be better off here making this move. Okay? See how his foot is underneath my armpit? I hook. My humerus and the ulnar radius are both outside. We're not under. That's a different move. Okay? I push pressure on the shin and I crank here, which makes the tibia move inside the knee. If the ankle's weak, the ankle will have pain. If the knee is weak, which it usually is, you will tear up the MCL.
Stay down.
Feel I'm controlling it? Does that hurt?
A little bit.
Yeah, but this is different. So again, I can rotate the heel up, right? I can turn the foot this way, right? I arch my back, or I can push down on this, and I can affect the whole knee by basically pushing the foot where it doesn't go. Give it a try.